Welcome back to Dinner Made Easy with Dina, and today we're going to do another quick and easy stir-fried dinner. This is going to be so delicious, you're going to repeat this over and over again, and it's super easy, so stay tuned and we're going to get this done. So we're going to start out with a ham steak, a really large potato, a large onion, and the equivalent of 2 large carrots, and we're going to slice and dice these up. Now, what I like to do is really kind of get these about the same size. And with magic, we're going to show you these all diced up. There we go. Now we're going to remove those vegetables off the cutting board and then start dicing up our ham steak. Now, you can use however much ham you want in this. You could put extra carrots, you could put extra potatoes, extra onions, whatever you want. I'm just kind of sticking with root vegetables today because they tend to cook at the same rate and it's all going to finish about the same time. So we're going to dice that potato up as well. And when you're going to dice the potato, make sure that you are getting about a uniform size of a cube. And since this is a really large potato, I'm going to have to really dice this good. Now the potatoes I'm going to dice in about a 1-inch cube. And I'm just trying to be uniform with the carrots and the potatoes so that they cook evenly and they all come out at the same time. Okay, now it's time to dice that ham, and I'm going to cut away any extra fat off the sides, just to remove that. I mean, I don't know anybody that'd like to bite into that much fat on the ham. At least I don't. So we're going to remove some of that fat off the edges of the ham, and then we're going to dice the ham there again in about 1-inch size cubes. And then when we're finished with that, we're getting ready to put this all together on the stove. But we're going to start out with just one item. So I have a skillet with a lid, and I'm turning my burner on to about a medium high. We're going to put some olive oil in here, probably about 2 tablespoons, maybe 3 of olive oil, just to get started with. Then we're going to add about, a little tab of butter, probably about 1-inch cube, and stir that around until that gets melted in with the olive oil. We don't want the butter to burn, so when we're doing it with olive oil, that kind of lessens the opportunity for it to burn. Okay, once that gets all melted in there we go. It's really important to make sure that that oil is nice and hot, so we want that to melt pretty good in there. And then we're going to add our carrots, because carrots take the longest to cook. And when we get those carrots in there and we get those caramelizing a little bit, it's going to add some really wonderful flavor to our dish. So just enough to where it's just starting to cook the outside of the carrot. And make sure that you're stirring as you go. You don't want anything to burn. Hey, if you guys are enjoying these videos, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps the channel a ton. Okay, so what I'm doing next is I'm putting those sliced potatoes on, and I just want to make sure the carrots were getting that nice brown, and they are. So we're just kind of laying the potato slices over the carrots and making sure we get them all in there. Voila, just like that. Next thing we're going to do is go in with some seasoning. Now I'm going to keep this pretty simple. You can use whatever you like, but I went in with some black pepper and I just seasoned with love. So however much you like. And then next I went in with some garlic powder and did the same thing. We love garlic, so there's never too much in there. So the next thing I went ahead and I put in onion powder and gave that a nice few shakes. Even though there's onions in it, that onion powder just enhances the flavor and makes it even better. So I'm being real careful about how much salt I'm adding because we are going to go in with some ham. So the next thing I'm going to reach for here is I've got some paprika. And it's a smoky paprika, and I just, like I said, sprinkle as much as I want in there. And then once the seasonings are all in there, I'm going to give it a nice good stir before we add the ham to it. So there we go. And this is going to make some really tasty vegetables. Just keeping the seasoning a little light and making sure that we're stirring so that everything cooks evenly. Next, we're going in with the ham. And like I said, these are about an inch cube pieces of ham. And we're going to top that with the onion slices. There we go. And you know, you could add more onion if you like. You can leave the onion out, whatever you like. But I'm telling you, the combination of the items that I have in this dish were absolutely heavenly. This makes a really good, quick and easy dinner. And it doesn't matter if it's just for two, for one, or for eight. Okay, and I went in with some of this freeze-dried parsley too. And those freeze-dried spices are amazing. If you've never used them, give them a try. I'm going to cover this and I'm letting that cook. I turn it down to a medium, and so it will cook even further. I gave this a check about every 5 minutes or so just to make sure nothing's burning and that the vegetables are getting nice and tender. The key to success here is make sure that we're stirring it and checking on it every now and then, because you do want your vegetables nice and tender and that ham heated all the way through. And you know what? Just cook it on medium until the vegetables are nice and tender. And make sure you're giving it a good stir. And it smells amazing at this point. We're getting closer and closer to this dish being done. So I'm going in with a half a cup of a white wine. You can use any white wine you like, or if you don't like to cook with wine, use some chicken broth. You could also use just a little water, but I really enjoy cooking with this white wine. Once the wine is in there or chicken broth, go ahead and put that lid back on there and let it simmer for a little bit longer, making sure that you're checking every now and then, give it a good stir. We want to have most of that liquid absorbed into our potatoes and carrots. Oh my goodness, it smells wonderful. We're going to give that a nice stir, and you know what? It looks like it's almost done. So just a few more minutes, and then we're going to give this a taste test. Oh, look at that. It's delicious. I can taste it already. So we're going to give it another stir here. And those potatoes have a little brown on them. That's wonderful. And look at that. It looks amazing and it smells really, really good. Now listen, if you guys make skillet dinners like this, share with me, tell me what you do and what kind of meats that you're using. Right now we're going to do a quick test of these veggies and see if they're as done as I think they might be. They just need a couple more minutes. So we're going to go ahead, give that another little bit of stir. And you know what? I think I'm going to sneak in a little bit more of that white wine, just a little bit. There we go. And, you know, let love be your measure here, because it's going to cook most of that alcohol out of the dish. We're going to cover it again and we're going to let it simmer for just a couple more minutes. Just make sure that those carrots and potatoes and onions are done all the way before we get into it to taste it. Okay, here we are. Well, oh, yeah. There we go. Hey, you know what? I really would like it if you guys could share some recipes with me, or, you know, tell me what you do when you have a ham steak and some vegetables and you got to come up with some ideas. Okay, it's time to get this out and let's give it a taste. And oh man, I just can hardly wait. So here we go. It looks so good. And you know, it's like one of those comfort food things. You can't ever have too much of this. Doesn't that look really good? Oh, and we're going to give this a taste test together. Yep, just a couple more carrots on there. There you go. Look at that. There is not one thing about this that I don't love. There we go. Okay, so like I said, next thing we're going to do is we're going to give this a test. So let's try it. Okay, we're going to give this a try and see how it turned out. It smells super good, and it's just a really easy go-to recipe. If you've got carrots, potatoes, and a little bit of ham, you can make this a winner. Thanks again. You guys have a great day, and I appreciate you watching. Bye now.